Brett played 21 seasons from 1973 to 1993 for the Kansas City Royals. He was a 13-time All-Star and World Series champion in 1985. AL MVP in 1980, in which he was batting over 400 late in the season but finished with 390. ALCS MVP in 1985, Gold Glove in 1985, Silver Slugger 3 times, 3-time AL batting champion, and the Kansas City Royals retired his number 5. On July 24, 1983, a game at Yankee Stadium became known as the Pine Tar Game. As a kid, I had seen the famous incident many times on our VHS copy of Baseball in the 80s. In fact, it's the first clip used in the documentary of the decade, but I had never seen the entire game. Recently, an old ball game started playing on my YouTube, and I noticed some memorable players, managers, coaches, and I really enjoyed the broadcasters' descriptions and commentary. There was George Brett, Dave Winfield, Don Baylor, Don Mattingly, Bud Black, Dan Quisenberry, Goose Gossage, Lou Pinella, Billy Martin. Yogi Berra was coaching first, Don Zimmer was coaching third, and Phil, the scooter Rizzuto, was in the booth.
Well, ball game just about ready to start. Quickly, the lineups for visiting team, the Royals. Willie Wilson leading off, Joel Washington batting second, George Brett third, Hal McRae fourth, Amos Otis batting fifth, batting sixth, the first baseman, John Waffen. Then we'll get Leon Robertson left, Frank White at second, Don Slott catching, and we already have shown you Bud Black, the left-handed pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. Willie, here are the Yankee lineup. Bert Campaneris, Graig Nettles, Lou Pinella, Don Baylor, Dave Winfield playing center field batting fifth, Steve Kemp, Steve Balboni, Roy Smalley, Rick Cerrone, and Shane Raleigh's first pitch. It's a foul out of play by Wilson.
Well, you know what happens when John Amirante sings the national anthem?
Yeah, we get cannoli.
5 pounds worth. You got to work out another week.
Well, Rizzuto always gets the cannolis, and then he sort of distributes them up here to the rest of our people. Here's a break umpiring at third base. And this is George Brett. He's hitting .352, 19 home runs, and 62 runs batted in.
George is having a big home run year this year. He's got 19 home runs. We take a look at it on our screen. He usually hits about 15 home runs and hits somewhere in the 380 category as far as average is concerned. So he's having a big home run year this year.
Yankees have pitched him away much of the series, and he hasn't adjusted. He sort of reached for the ball away instead of charging out there and getting it.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in Yankee Stadium, there's no other place to pitch George Brett than away, and let him hit it out there towards that 430 sign. We can see George, boy, he has good weight shift on it. Even on that was a change-up, an off-speed pitch, he was right on it.
1-2 on Brett. 2 outs, nobody on, just underway from the stadium. Shane Raleigh against Bud Black. And that's a base hit. Hung that curveball, and Brett gets his base hit. He'll hold at first base. That's the game's first hit. 2-0 early in the ball game. And the Giants leading Pittsburgh 1-0 in the 5th inning.
Well, Bill, the Yankees have got Graig Nettles back in the lineup now, so we assume that his bruised shoulder is all right.
Here's Bert Campaneris leading off against Bud Black. We're playing the first inning of a scoreless ball game. Campaneris batting .347, no home runs and 6 runs batted in. Bert did a fine job last night of filling in at third base for Graig Nettles. Here's Oscar. He's always happy. Happier, though, when he's getting a chance to swing the bat.
You got to give Billy Martin a lot of credit for giving Bert Campaneris an opportunity to play baseball again. What an asset he has been to the Yankees. He's hitting .347 now. He's playing like that. He's about 23 years old.
Says he loves the game. Figures he can play 3 or 4 more years.
Well, I don't know. The way he's playing right now, I wouldn't see why not.
Well, he's an old-fashioned type player. He gives himself up. He doesn't play for Campaneris. He plays for the team.
He plays for the team, and he plays to win.
See if Brett has room in foul territory. Looks like he does. Right on the top step of the dugout for out number 2. Here's Lou Pinella batting at 306, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Lou went 2 for 3 last night, and he scored the Yankees' first run. Everybody's singing Pinella's praises for the job he's doing with the Yankee hitters this year.
They ought to, because he's helped a lot of those guys out in the Yankee lineup as far as hitting is concerned. Lou doesn't mind talking hitting, and he knows a lot about it.
And Pinella takes the strike.
On a side note, Lou Pinella was mentioned several times in Jim Bouton's famous book, Ball 4, about the single-season 1969 Seattle Pilots. I had purchased it, but didn't read the book until I saw The Battered Bastards of Baseball. It's on Netflix and is a must-see. I've since bought several Jim Bouton baseball cards, and randomly spotted him in the Elliott Gould movie, The Long Goodbye.
You know, if you're a guy that's a good hitter and knows a lot about hitting, not a lot of times you can, you know, convey the words to another hitter that they'll understand. But Lou Pinella has that art.
It's the ball and the strike on Pinella. There's Yogi Berra, the Yankee first base coach, and Hall of Famer over third base, Don Zimmer.
You think Lou will ever manage?
Lewis said he doesn't want to hang around baseball when it's over. I don't believe him, but that's what he said.
I don't believe him either. You think he'd be a good manager?
Yeah, because I think he's tough enough. He's a yeller and a screamer. For the most part, those guys seem to make better managers. They don't know if he's going to hit him with the bat or hit him with the fist or what. 2-2 on Pinella. Well, we've got some of Amarante's cannolis up here, Bobby Mercer. Yeah. Yeah.
Those things away from me, please.
Give Jimmy Hunter something. 3 balls and a strike on Pinella. 2 men out, nobody out, no score in the bottom of the first. That'll be out of play.
You know, even though the Yankees have a lot of injuries, Bill, and with the depth in the bench that they have, they can just keep putting guys in there and never hurt themselves.
That's what they've done.
That is that's a good point for a strong ball club, because in order to play 162 games and win the championship, you've got to have a lot of bench strength. And the Yankees do have that.
Well, I feel that in September, that should be a big plus.
Oh, absolutely.
And nobody should complain about being tired. Brett at third. And Pinella's out, and that'll retire the third home run of the year. And he had an idea of bunting. But he got the bat back, so it's a ball. 1-0 on Roberts. Martin doesn't like that call.
No, I think Billy thought that he made an attempt to bunt. We'll take a look at it here. And
yeah, he kept it down there a long time.
That was one of those halfway deals again.
Base.
Well, you got to stop him over there, because if you don't, he'll just keep walking off that bag, and the next thing you know, he's gone.
And a base hit up the middle as Watson was on the move, and he'll go on to third base. Don Baylor, who Bobby Mercer has driven in the game-winning run in the last 3 Yankee wins. He'll lead off against Bud Black.
Baylor is 10 for 16 in his last 4 games. So he's beginning to hit that ball and hit it hard and get some good big key hits for the Yankees.
It's gotten his batting average up to 301 with 11 home runs and 44 runs batted in. And Baylor takes the strike. Dave Winfield had a day off yesterday. He's back out today with his .252 batting average. It doesn't...
Even though Dave has struggled a little bit lately, the last 2 or 3 weeks, he, like you said, he leads the American League in game-winning RBIs with 12. And he is also tied in triples with 7, along with Larry Herndon and Alfredo Griffin. And he is 6th in the American League with 61 runs batted in.
And he has 15 home runs.
So when he does get a hit, it's been productive.
2 balls, no strikes on Winfield. Royals leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. 1 out, nobody on for the Yankees. Bud Black, who started the season at Omaha, he's won 4, lost 3 for the Royals since being called up. That's a drive that will not be caught. That is gone! Winfield hitting one into the Yankee bullpen. Popped up. Brett. That's in foul territory, and it's out number 3. The Yankees pick up a run on a Dave Winfield home run, his 16th of the year. And at the end of 2, it's Yankees 1 and the Royals 1. Third base. And here's George Brett, who singled up the middle in the first inning.
Best hitter in baseball.
George Brett?
Yeah.
How about Carew?
No, I can't say Carew is the best hitter in baseball.
How about that first baseman with Boston?
Wade Boggs?
Yeah.
No.
You can stick it. No?
No.
And Brett takes wide. Ball 1.
When you get a guy that can hit 350 or close to 400 and hit you 20 or 25 home runs and drive you in 90 or 100 runs, that's what I call the best hitter in baseball.
Into left center. And Winfield will let Kemp take charge. And they're 2 outs. Who's the best hitter you've ever seen in baseball?
Who is?
That you've ever seen overall throughout your career as a youngster, maybe watching games?
I have to say George Brett. And before George Brett, I'd have to say Tony Oliva.
You see Ted Williams?
No, I didn't see Ted Williams.
You see Hank Aaron?
Yeah, I saw Hank Aaron.
You see Stan Musial?
Didn't get to see Stan.
Flat out hitting, Musial could hit. Just for flat out hitting. Here's Hal McRae. He's been up once, bounced to 3rd.
I'm just talking about present day.
Players that you've seen and been associated with.
Even though a guy hits for an average like Wade Boggs and Rod Carew, they don't hit that many home runs and they don't drive that many runs in. They're just an average hitter. They don't have all the components that you need to be an outstanding, or the best hitter in baseball, as George Brett is.
In the center, Wilson with a late jump, but makes the catch. He's got great speed.
Only Willie Wilson can make a play like that. Wilson there, he might have hurt his shoulder when he was making that diving catch out there. Trying to keep it loosened up. He's kind of hanging it down there like it's bothering him. You notice something like that, and you are the Yankees, and he stays in the ball game, and he's not that bad, and you're a base runner, you can maybe take an extra base on him because he won't be able to throw the ball that well.
You watch him, see if he's going to throw between innings when he goes out next inning.
Just the little things.
Yeah.
He still, he acts like he's in pretty good pain out there. He might not continue this game. There's Dick Hauser. He don't seem to be too concerned. I'm sure he'll ask Willie Wilson when he comes in after the inning is over.
Base hit. Let's see how Wilson gets the ball in here, Bobby. He's sort of holding that. That hurts a little bit. It hurts him a little bit. I think Willie would probably.
I am surprised, as much as Willie has done that, that the trainer from the Royals have not gone out and talked to him.
Maybe they don't feel he's hurting. Or can hurt.
Well, by watching his actions, he looks like he's hurt pretty good.
Yep.
There's the trainer of the Royals. I think he's on that top step waiting for Willie Wilson to come back in after the inning. You know, Nettles started the season with a mustache. He's since shaved it off. He went into kind of a slump about a month ago, and he
blamed it on a mustache?
Well, he decided to change a few things around.
Maybe because of the mustache, he couldn't see the low pitch.
No, I don't think that was true. In fact, that pitch right there, if he'd have had the mustache, he'd have got shaven right there.
1-2 on Nettles with 2 outs.
That was going right for the mustache.
Let's pause 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification. Where's Bobby Mercer? just want to show you this, Bobby. This little boy was named after you, Bobby Ray Berra. Isn't that a cute picture? He's got a Yankee uniform on. He was born on June 22nd, 1983, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. Looks just like Bobby said. And his parents are great Yankee fans and wanted their first child, if a boy, named after their favorite player. They didn't know how to spell Rizzuto, so they said Bobby Ray Mercer.
I got Leon by about an inch.
Okay, then I'm right for a change. All right. Roberts, who had a home run yesterday, chewing on that tobacco. Foul in and out of the Yankee dugout, and there goes Gamble waving the towel.
Oscar's got a groin pull. He almost had a lump from the line drive.
Bouncer in the hole by Campaneris. And Watson's going to go to third, and he's going to make it. And the throw to second. He's out at second base. All right. Great play by Graig Nettles. UL Washington with the proverbial toothpick. I used to know guys, Frank, that had a gold toothpick. Now, I don't know whether that's good or bad. It's bad for youngsters to try and emulate this guy, but don't ever mess around with a toothpick.
No, I would
He says, whoever used a gold toothpick had wooden teeth. That was George Washington. Outside, 1-1.
Probably.
Toothpick Jones, yeah.
Yeah, you go through a box on a ball.
That's right. He used to pitch because you got to bear down every time you throw. You'd break one just about.
They say the mound would have a little pile of broken toothpicks after the game. I never saw him pitch though.
And that should do it. Pinella goes back, and falls down and holds on to the ball. Holy cow, Pinella saw Mumphrey do that, and he's won. I don't know how he held on to it.
Well, guess who's leading off, Scooter?
Gotta be Pinella made that sensational falling catch. Old Twinkle Toes out there, Frank. Watch it.
Here it is again. Pinella has to dig back. He was playing the hitter very shallow. And right there, as he hits the warning track, his foot slips, but he makes the catch as he hits the deck, rolls over, hangs on.
Bounces it foul. Nice play, Don Zimmer, the old shortstop. Oh, ripped to left field, but curving foul. Oh.
No, getting back to Don Zimmer, I mean, you mentioned shortstop. He played third, he played second, he caught. He also played first.
No kidding.
He played left field, right field, center field, and pitched. He played all positions.
And he's coached and he's managed.
Yep.
Look at him, Don Zimmer. And he loves to talk baseball. He'll chew your ear off. He'll talk day and night. Great storyteller is Mr. Zimmer.
So, Rizzuto, going back to your playing days, how about a sky like this, that buttermilk sky we refer to it? Is that tough to pick up
No,
the
this
ball?
is perfect,
Is it?
right?
Okay.
Yep. Anytime the sun is hidden and it's overcast, you can really pick up the ball.
All right.
We need a run here, and there's a little girl, Kimberly Basehart, up in Kinderhook, which is near Albany. Had a litter of rabbits, named one after me, called him the Scooter. Rip foul, almost got Don Zimmer. And he's got a Yankee cap on. Cute little rabbit. And I'm wondering if that's the same rabbit that's eaten all my plants in the backyard. 2 out now, Roy Smalley, who was robbed of a base hit on that great play by Willie Wilson.
That was the divot play.
Yep. Did he lay off?
No, he went around.
Messer's got those good eyes. Strike one.
Didn't even have to appeal on that one.
And loops one into center. Wilson's not going to get that one. That's what you call a dying quail. Right off the end of the bat, just went out and sat still out in center field. 3-2. Smalley will be released at first base. And Watson playing in back of him.
That's a very important pitch for this young left-hander. It's been a big pitch.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a lot of outside. A lot of ground balls.
There goes Smalley. Hard ground. What a play by Bert. Holy cow, he throws Cerrone out. Great play by George Brett on a bullet hit by Cerrone. No runs, a hit, no errors. A man left at the end of 5. On the Canon camera scoreboard, it's the Royals 2 and the Yankees 1.
You can always get Yankee tickets at all Ticketron locations or by calling Charge It, as well as right here at the Yankee Stadium advanced ticket windows. Well, 6th inning coming up, Scooter, and the Royals leading 2-1, and Leon Roberts 2 for 2 in the ball game.
All right, the big right-hander facing Shane Rawley, and check swing bouncer. Gonna have to hurry. Smalley gets rid of it and gets him. One away, here's Frank White, who has driven in both runs. Here's another guy I can't believe Frank is down at 247.
No, I can't either.
Ripped to left field and going back Kemp. And he's not going to get it. It's off the wall. You better hurry or White's going to have a triple. He's going to make it. Kemp had trouble picking up the ball. The throw went over Smalley's head, but they still would not have gotten him. Ball 1, and Cerrone bluffed to throw to third with Nettles breaking over there, but White was back.
Greatest combination I ever saw on that catcher to third pickoff. Thurman Munson and Graig Nettles. Graig would give the sign, and Munson would fire that ball down there, and many, many times they picked runners off.
Oh, Thurman had that quick release.
Wind is blowing from left in toward the right field foul line.
And a lot of us hitting us here in the booth, I might add.
Well, there's a chill in the air here in New York.
Certainly is.
This is just a raw, damp day. It's sort of a misty type day. But nonetheless, a lot of great Yankee fans out here at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yes. You know, you say misty, and right away I think of Johnny Mathis singing that song. Pitch out, squeeze was not on.
Slot has not laid down a sacrifice bunt this year.
They whistle him out of the batter's box, and now this could either be something to confuse Billy Martin and the Yankees, or maybe the squeeze is on. We'll wait and see. He's coming, and a great job by Slot, as he almost dove to foul that ball off and protect the runner. And that's what.
Perpendicular in the air when he laid the bat on it.
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular?
Very good.
Horizontal. Which was
It's
it?
all right.
Sideways.
I like that. Slot just trying to slap that ball, which is always a good idea with the infield in. You don't have to hit the ball hard.
Sorry I used that word. Now I've got myself confused.
No, that's all right, Frank. I can spell it, but I don't know exactly what it means. And he bounces one. They got to let it roll, and it goes foul. Now there's alert base running by Frank White. A lot of runners at third would kind of hesitate, not knowing whether to go in or not. He broke immediately. They'd have never had a chance. Superstitious there. Did you make sure he didn't step on that line?
I was just going to say. I don't know who are the most superstitious people, whether they be athletes or show people.
That's true. That one line with show business people still gets me. Break a leg, which means have a good night or something.
It's supposed to be bad luck to say good luck.
Yeah, inside it's 3-2. Oh, that'll get the run in. And it's also over the head of Winfield. Holy cow.
What is this? Ah, Steinbrenner gave them to us. In honor of Phil Rizzuto being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Holy cow!
I can't find my case.
You lost Phil Rizzuto's head?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The broad jump. The broad jump over the pothole on 86th. As I jumped over the hole, I heard it like a jingling sound.
You didn't look down?
I was trying to stick the landing. Right up here. No! No!
Holy cow!
I'll tell you this, if the real Phil Rizzuto was down there, this wouldn't be happening.
or something?
Holy cow! Anyway. Holy cow.
And Slot's going to go for 3, and he's going to make it. Unbelievable. Back-to-back triples. Here comes Billy Martin.
Number 8 and 9 hitters. Frank White has 2 hits and 2 runs batted in. Slot has 3 hits and a run batted in.
And then how about Roberts right above him?
The Yankees will host the Detroit Tigers for a big 3-game weekend series August 5th through 7th, highlighted by Skull Bandit Yankee Tote Bag Night and Bobby Mercer Day here at Yankee Stadium. All fans attending the game on Saturday night, August 6th, will receive a Yankee tote bag, compliments of Skull Bandit. And on Sunday afternoon, August 7th, one of the most beloved Yankees of all time, Bobby Mercer, will be honored here at Yankee Stadium when it'll be Bobby Mercer Day.
Blue's been losing his helmet today. Swinging, must have got a haircut. Helmet a little loose. And again, Lou pulled an Amos Otis right there. Just as Black was ready to pitch, Lou asked for time. Base hit, ripped to center field. I tell you, Pinella's got an idea every time he goes to bat, mister. All right, Don Baylor is 0 for 2. He's flied to left and bounced to second. On Bobby Mercer Day, I hope somebody sends him a gift of a solid, could-be gold-plated spittoon for him to get rid of his skull. Drive to deep left field. Holy cow! That's going to tie up the ball game. Campaneris scores, Pinella scores, and Bill is in for the triple. We got a tie ball game. Holy cow! Baylor wasted no time. I got to talk more about that spittoon for Mercer. But just the last thought on Bobby Mercer's spittoon, because he's been using cups that we drink coffee in, and I have nightmares thinking I might pick that up one day.
I'm surprised they don't call timeout and go and check their insurance policy.
Yeah. All right. There's Baylor at third. Zimmer telling him, heads up, don't be picked off. Rip off, base hit. I would have traded that ball handcuffed Brett, Frank. And Winfield's going into second. He's out, but the run scores on the base hit. And the Yankees take a 4-3 lead. 3 big runs on 4 hits. Nobody left. At the end of 6, as Frank Messer will carry you along, the Yankees 4 and the Royals 3.
Well, Yankee fans are really happy, aren't they? Well, Dale Murray has the lead now. Let's see if he can hold it as he continues to work off the set position and nips the outside corner on Brett.
He did some job, Frank, when he came in. Dale Murray did when he came in to replace Shane Raleigh back in the 6th inning.
Boy, he did. He struck out Sheridan on 3 pitches and got Washington on a ground ball off his glove. And that will be a base hit. Plus. There's the ground ball. See if they can help. Yeah, they do get 2. I don't know, but Dale Murray is now the pitcher of record. Two ball, no strike count on Kemp. He had those 4 hits last night. 4 for 4 night for Steve. Hopped it up on the left side, and third baseman Brett hardly had to take a step. That will retire the side. The Yankees get no runs, have 1 hit. They leave 2 on, and at the end of 8, it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 3. I remember when Frank Howard played left field for the Washington Senators. He would move back and forth and have a patch of grass just worn completely out. He never stood still a second. The most nervous man I ever saw in the outfield. For all spring training. Put about a 35-pound weight on each shoe. Grounds it right at Smalley. Roy waits on it, knows he has plenty of time, and throws him out. 1 away.
That's a lot of innings pitched.
And, oh, Mattingly, how about that play? I never thought he'd get that one. Well, look at the high fives in the stands over that one.
Well, this is a line drive right at Mattingly, and he times this ball perfectly and makes a tremendous leap in the air. And that saves a double for the Yankees. Great play by Don Mattingly. He's a good defensive first baseman.
He came to play, didn't he? No ball, 2-strike count on Washington. 2 outs. The Yankees lead 4-3. Listen to the fans in the background. And look at them.
They want this strikeout, Frank. And I know Del Murray wants it too.
Ground ball, and Smalley cannot get it. Base hit for Washington.
What a big base hit by UL Washington. And the reason for that is because it brings up George Brett.
Well, Billy Martin is on his way out to the mound.
And we take a look at Goose, who is now up in the Yankee bullpen. And looks like Billy has signaled to the bullpen. And I assume that it will be Goose that will be coming into this ballgame.
I'll remind you that the Yankees will host the Detroit Tigers for a big 3-game weekend series, August 5th through 7th, highlighted by Skull Bandit Yankee Tote Bag Night and Bobby Mercer Day here at Yankee Stadium. All fans attending the game on Saturday night, August 6th, will receive a Yankee tote bag, compliments of Skull Bandit. And on Sunday afternoon, August 7th, one of the most beloved Yankees of all time, Bobby Mercer, will be honored here at Yankee Stadium when it will be Bobby Mercer Day. Very, very fair. All right, here's the challenge. Brett with the bat and Gossage with the ball. Brett is 2 for 4 in this game. The tying run is at first base and 2 out. Deep left field, but slicing foul. And both Gossage and I can heave a sigh of relief. UL Washington back to first base. The Yankees with a 1-run lead. Uh-oh. That's gone. And now the Royals have the 1-run lead. George Brett has just homered, and Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat. Look at Martin.
Well, what they're talking about, Frank, is that he's got too much pine tar, and you've got to have a certain amount of distance from the trademark of the bat and the pine tar.
And Nettles is leaving the field as if the game is over. No, he's just coming in.
I'm not sure. They might have a legitimate gripe. And the umpires are going to get together. George Brett looking around and wanting to know what's going on, and the umpires are going to get together and talk about this thing.
Well, Billy Martin bounced right out of the dugout.
I've seen it called before, Frank. You are not allowed to have a substance of any kind above the trademark. And I can't tell from here because everybody's huddled around the bat. I cannot tell from here if it's up too far. Now they're feeling it. See, there's some sticky stuff around there.
That's Nick Bremigan with the bat.
This is going to be an interesting call.
Well, Brett isn't sure whether he has a home run yet or not.
Now the umpires are going to walk away and talk about this and go over the rules and examine the bat. See where the pine tar, see the label, the trademark is?
Yep.
See the brown substance there?
It does look like it's...
That's pine tar.
It looks like it is.
Now you are not allowed to have that pine tar up that far on the bat. Billy Martin walking around waiting for the, which might be an important decision.
First time in a long, long time I've seen the umpires huddle this long and have a meeting over it.
Well, they're going to see what's going to happen. They're going to...
Now that is the plate umpire, Tim McClellan, with the bat in his hand. Now they're going to measure it across home plate.
What? I've never seen this.
I never have either.
I don't know what they're measuring. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
Steaming mad.
he is out and having to be forcibly restrained from hitting plate umpire Tim McClellan. And the Yankees have won the ball game 4-3. Brett is called out for using an illegal bat or with the illegal substance on the bat.
Like I said, I have seen this before, Frank, and Gaylord Perry just took the bat away from the home plate umpire, Jim McClellan. He's going to take the bat. They're going to take it so they cannot take it into the American League office or wherever they take it to be examined.
Well, a Yankee security person and one of the umpires quickly are chasing whoever has the bat. Jose Martinez is holding Brett. Bobby, I've never seen this in my life.
Well, I've seen players called out for using an illegal bat, but never so an important hit by a home run and then been called out to put the Royals ahead. George Brett was fighting mad, and whether he has a cause to be mad or not, I don't have any idea. The umpires made a decision.
Bobby, let me say this to you. The fact that they tried to take the bat away and secrete the bat lends credence to the umpire's call in my estimation.
It could be, because what will happen, Frank, is that the umpires will take that bat and examine it, and we still see Dick Hauser and George Brett. They're still arguing the call now when Rocky Colavito has moved in there.
I have to feel the fact that they would not allow the bat to be claimed by the umpires would certainly lend credence to the decision to call Brett out.
I would have to agree with you, Frank, because they took a long time to make this decision. They talked it over 2 or 3 times. We take a look at home plate umpire Jim McClellan, who made the call, and he might be waiting there for that bat to be retrieved. I'm sure with a controversial call like this that they will try to take this bat and have the American League office or whoever might be concerned, they probably want that bat examined. What a call. Like you said, I have never seen a call made like that for it to be such an important call and deciding a ball game.
I never have either. I have seen, well, I saw Graig Nettles lose a base hit when his bat split and they discovered cork in the bat. I broadcast that game. I think that is the only other time I have seen an illegal bat discovered during the course of the game.
I've also seen bats that have nails that have been put in it to hold it as they can keep it from chipping. But for a foreign substance to be on a bat, which they had concluded, I guess, that the pine tar was too far off on the bat and not allowed to be around and that close to the trademark.
And the fact they laid the bat across home plate is just like using a yardstick or a tape measure. They know exactly how wide.
What I think happened there was, Frank, is that they were trying to decide if the contact of the ball made any contact with the pine tar being that far up on the bat. In other words, judging George's Brett's stance to where he would have made contact with the ball. So I'll be darned, I have never in my life seen anything like this.
I've said it, Bobby, so many, many times. You never go to a ball game that you don't see something you've never seen before. Not as dramatic as this, granted, but I have never seen it before. We'll be back, but, well, for the benefit of our network, the final score, the Yankees 4, the Royals 3, we'll be back. I'll say it again to you, Bobby Mercer. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Let me make it very definite to all our viewers. The Yankees have won the ball game by a final score of 4-3. As George Brett hits what appeared to be a leading home run that would give the Royals a 5-4 lead. I've got to feel, Bobby, that Rick Cerrone may have been the first one to complain about the bat. Now, of course, you won't do it until the man if Brett had made out, they would have said anything.
That's a very good point, and I know that during the days when I played, that if we thought a guy was using an illegal bat, that if there was a base hit, that's when they would have the umpire check it out. If they didn't get a base hit, they wouldn't say anything about it.
All right, let's go back to the replay quickly. Don Carney is going to show it again. Here's Brett at the plate.
Now, there was no doubt that when George Brett hit that ball that it was going to be a home run. And I'm sure when the umpires measured the bat across the plate, they were trying to determine whether the ball hit the part of the pine tar, if the pine tar had any connection with the ball when it hit the bat. Because they were judging his stance, the distance, and where he would be striding into the ball and making contact.
Well, there's Brett down the line, steps on the plate, and everybody thought, but now Cerrone and Martin are out there.
Now, Cerrone is the one I'm sure of that alerted the umpire to the fact that he thought Brett was using an illegal bat. A lot of times, as we can see, the umpire, Jim McClellan, the home plate umpire, taking the bat out, and now the umpires are going to go out and have their first meeting, and George Brett is looking on. Right now, nobody knows what.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try to straighten it out tonight. The Yankees did not win the ball game 4-3. League President Lee McPhail ruled it was a legal home run by George Brett, and that's why we're here at Yankee Stadium tonight to pick up this game in the top half of the ninth inning. With 2 outs, and the Royals now leading 5-4.
You know, it was early today we weren't going to play this ball game, and then all of a sudden, after another ruling by a higher judge, I guess brought on by the American League office, they decided that, well, his say was the #1 say, so here we are today to finish this ball game.
Now we have a new theme song here at Yankee Stadium. Eddie Layton quickly learned how to play in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia on the trail of the Lonesome Pine. Let's take a look at the Yankees' defensive alignment right now, which may furnish you a surprise or two. Ken Griffey is at first base. Don Mattingly is at second base. Bert Campaneris was there. Roy Smalley is at shortstop. He was there in the original game. And at third base, Graig Nettles. Dave Winfield is in left field. Now watch this next shot. Ron Guidry is in center field. That's Guidry playing center. And the right fielder is Steve Kemp. The catcher has to be Butch Weiniger because Rick Cerrone has an eye infection. Cerrone was in the July 24th game but unable to play tonight. And on the mound for the Yankees, right-hander George Frazier, and he'll be pitching to Hal McRae, who was on deck when Brett hit the 2-run homer.
Well, that's quite a lineup, Frank. I guess for one out, who knows? This might be something new. This might be the turnaround.
This is the second time in his career Ron Guidry has played center field, his career in the Major League.
Yeah, you remember who he took out of center field?
Oh, wait a minute. And a field play to first base.
Well,
and disallowed, and here comes Martin.
Well, we must tell this to fans that these are not the same umpiring crew that was here before. Tonight's umpiring crew is Dave Phillips, George Maloney, Rick Reed, and Tim Welke, who were the umpires of the last night's game and the series before. They're going to field the second base down.
Smalley steps on second, and again,
Billy Martin's coming out of the dugout.
I thought Billy could come out and say, wait a minute, fellas, how do you know that Brett touched second base because you were not here?
That's right. They cannot officially, I don't think they can officially give him the ruling because they were not here, so they didn't see it. Now, the last umpires that were here before this, before the original game was Tim McClellan. He was behind the plate, Drew Coble, Nick Brimmigan, and Joe Brinkman. And those 4 gentlemen are not here tonight. This is a new umpiring crew. So Billy Martin is out there, I assume, making a protest, saying, look, we say that Brett missed the bases.
I have an idea that Dave Phillips right there, Bobby, may have a sworn affidavit from one of the umpires in the other crew. Of course, the umpires and the league office, if we knew this was going to happen, I'm sure they knew it was going to happen. So we add just a little more drama to the infamous Pine Tar game.
We might not be through yet. We might have a couple more.
Well, a handful of people here at Yankee Stadium. Of course, the judge did not rule until about 3:45 this afternoon, the final ruling that the game would be played.
Well, I would assume that.
It's being played under protest. We just got the sign. There it is, the peace sign from the plate umpire. In this case, George Maloney, that Billy Martin has protested this ball game.
Undoubtedly, that was not a sworn affidavit by the other umpire.
Well, I don't think any of us are surprised that Billy did that or the Yankees did that.
No. He would have a right to do that because this is a different umpiring crew. And there's the crowd here tonight, all 34 of them. And Billy Martin just returned back to the dugout after making that protest. So maybe sometime we will get this first pitch underway.
When do you guess we'll get this game finished? Finally out of the books.
We might as well tell everybody they had the tarp on, right? About 10 minutes before this game started, there was a thunder shower in the area.
And a strike is called on Hal McRae as we do start playing. The first pitch of this game was thrown at 6 minutes past 2 o'clock on Sunday, July 24th. Go down in the books as the longest game in history, about it. No, not really. There have been suspended games picked up after a greater length of time. I'll tell you, I've never seen anything like it. I've been connected with baseball in some capacity for, well, let's see, 30 years now, and I've never seen anything like it. 2 balls and a strike on McRae. McRae in this game has gone 0 for 3. Grounded to third, walked, flied to center, and grounded into a double play.
This might be the shortest televised game that you've ever done, though.
Out of play. Now we count the first 9 innings.
I mean, in one particular day. I'm not going to get technical, please.
Hey, there's the Royals bench.
That might be the replacements for, we might mention that George Brett and Rocky Colavito and Gaylord Perry are not here tonight. They were ejected from the ball game and suspended from this game, so they are not here tonight. Dick Townsend also is not in uniform. He was ejected too.
If McRae gets a base hit, he'll have a 15-game hitting streak. Just for the books. I'll tell you, one of the owners of the Kansas City Royals is here watching the ball game. Avron Fogelman, who bought 49% of the stock from Ewing Kaufman earlier this year. Billy Martin, the Yankee skipper. Colavito and Perry are on their way to Baltimore. Struck him out, and that retires the side. The announcement was made that the 4 umpires who were here for the original game, McClellan, Coble, Brinkman, and Bremigan, did sign a notarized affidavit stating that George Brett touched every base on his home run.
Well, I guess we've covered all the legal ramifications of this ball game.
Well, do you reckon we have or not?
I don't know. If we don't, we'll find out later.
And the pitcher is supposed to be Mike Armstrong, but that is Quisenberry. They had announced that Armstrong would start, but Quisenberry is on the mound. Don Mattingly will lead off the bottom half of the 9th inning. If Mattingly should get a base hit, Bobby Mercer, he would establish a new record for consecutive game hitting streak for a rookie in the Major League. If he gets a base hit here, we are told it would count as a continuation of his hitting streak, which would give him 25. The streak now ended. The previous record, 23 consecutive games by Mike Vail of the Mets in 75. Ball 1.
Well, his last hitting streak was about 15 games, right? And so this will be a continuation, if he gets a hit now, of another 10 games elapsed in between that period of time.
Right. This is the one game out of the 25 he did not have a hit. He's been to bat only once. And it's a ball and a strike. Mattingly lined out to left. After replacing Steve Balboni, he came to bat in the 7th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike.
both teams feel as well, if we got to be here, we might as well go ahead and win it.
And a fly ball, that will end the streak. Smalley has played the entire game, or did on the 24th, all the way at shortstop. Fly to center, single to center, and fly to center again. The 51st appearance. 106 innings, 98 hits, 10 walks, 38 strikeouts. They're not eligible. In the air to left field. And Simpson on the warning track. And now Oscar Gamble will bat for Ron Gidley. Oscar's hitting 286.
Well, after all this time and after all the media attention and everything that's gone on in the court, it comes down to one man, Oscar Gamble. The Yankees now have 2 outs. All the drama was built up to this particular point right now.
Yep. 12 down for Gamble and Quisenberry. Gamble has hit 7 home runs this year, 22 RBIs. And that may do it. Frank White over to John Watson, and the fine car game is over. The Yankees are 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. The final score, the Kansas City Royals 5 and the New York Yankees 4, I think.
The George Brett Pine Tar Bat is on display at the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City.